Tuddy Guys.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey Christopoulos.
And I'm Dave Rispoli.
We are the Tuddy Guys. Let's check out what's in this week's playbook.
Yeah! This week we gear you up for the Fantasy Super Bowl with Take It or Leave It. Joey figures out what gluten is, and we see what's in store for the Tuddy future.
Guys.
Joey, the fantasy season is almost over!
And usually on this show, well, the Tuddy Guys, we like to mess around.
I'm a pterodactyl!
But this week, we are all business. We're going to go through each position and give you a few players that you can either grasp or discard.
Hey man, that sounds awfully similar to a game we usually play that's my favorite game.
Very keen ear, my homie, because it's the last Take It or Leave It of the season.
Can we do the auto-tune version?
You know we can.
Take it or leave it.
First up is quarterbacks. Dave, who are you taking?
I'm taking Cam Newton, Matt Stafford, and Carson Palmer. Cam Newton's been red hot lately. Matt Stafford has a great matchup. And did you know Carson Palmer is 6th in the NFL in passing yards?
Yeah, and he's also tied for 3rd with 10 40-plus yard completions. Yes, those are garbage yards.
Hot trash!
But in the land of points, fantasy is blind.
That was beautiful. You've been so poetic over the season.
Yes, I know how to spindle a word out of milk
Yeah.
juice with the yarn.
You ruined
I
that.
should have stopped.
Yep. Tell me what you're leaving.
I'm leaving Joe Flacco, Tony Romo, and RG3. Now, Flacco and Romo, they've been known to put up a few clunkers, and this is the week I think they put up a clunk. And RG3, if he doesn't play, I'd have to think twice before I start any Redskin. Next up is running backs. Dave, who are you taking?
I'm taking James Starks, Noah Moreno, and Sean Green. Maybe you're thin at running back, or you lost Fred Jackson for the year, or maybe you're Ryan Matthews. These are 3 great running backs you can plug in and play this week. Joey, who are you leaving?
I'm leaving LaShawn McCoy, Stephen Ridley, and Montel
Who
Owens.
the hell's Montel Owens?
He's a Jaguar that scored a tutty last week, which is why I do not trust him going up against a stingy Dolphins D.
Should be pretty easy to sit a guy I didn't know existed.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. And Stephen Ridley has a tough matchup versus the 49ers this week.
And what about LaShawn McCoy?
He's a fantasy perfect storm. Imagine, you draft him in the first round. He's missed the last few games because of injury. Now he is back healthy, and you are forced to start him solely based on his fantasy cred.
And it's a Thursday game.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Short week.
No.
And they don't score a lot of points on those games.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because you knocked me out of the playoffs.
Oh, that's right, I did. That guy.
Joey, wide receivers, who are you taking?
I'm taking Denario Alexander, Mike Wallace, and Brandon Gibson. Now Alexander is a weekly must start. Mike Wallace is back from the dead, and Brandon Gibson blew up last week. So he's a deep sleep creeper versus the Vikings D. Dave, who are you leaving?
Larry Fitzgerald. Is there a sadder story in all of Fantasyland than having to sit this stud?
I don't know. Imagine the story of being John Skelton, and then starting yourself and Larry Fitzgerald on your fantasy team this weekend.
Touche. And finally, tight ends and defenses. Joey, who are you taking?
Well, I'm gonna be taking my double D sleeper TEs. Poet! Dennis Pitta is a great matchup this week, and I still gotta believe that Dallas Clark is gonna blow up versus the Saints.
Yeah, he got his 1.9 game out of the way, so.
Way in the rearview mirror. Dave, who are you leaving?
For tight ends, I don't know. If you got one that's been working for you, just start them. They're all inconsistent. I'll give you 2 Ds though to leave. The 49ers and the Bears.
I'm sorry, David, can you say that again?
The Bears.
Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah, Joey, I'm not telling people to sit them. I'm just saying don't expect it to rain fantasy points. They're going up against 2 quarterbacks. Maybe you heard of them. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they pretty much created the carpool lane to Pointstown. Ask Pierre.
Well, I will. And if you're scrambling for Ds this weekend, the Jets D is a great play, or even the Lions.
Don't forget about the Raiders, D.
Oh yeah, that's right. Why were they a great call this week?
Wait a minute.
What was it? Oh yeah, that's right.
They play the Chiefs.
Tuddy Guys. Tuddy Guys.
The football season is in the home stretch.
Which means fantasy football's almost over.
But fantasy doesn't have to be over. There's fantasy basketball, fantasy NASCAR, and hey, even fantasy hockey.
Oh, that's right. That reminds me. We actually have a Canadian affiliate show that's all about fantasy hockey called the Pucky Guys.
They're great guys.
Let's go check them out right now. Hey, gentlemen, what's going down in Pucky Town?
Pucky.
Yeah! No! Nothing! Yeah, not a lot! Back to you!
Okay.
All right, well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
That was
you.
a wealth of information.
Yeah, we will keep close tabs as the season, well, progresses or regresses,
There's no season, Joey. Come
stay
on.
strong.
Tuddy guys. Tuddy guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
This week's charity to check out is the Rivers of Hope Foundation.
We've been giving Philip Rivers a hard time all season long, but his foundation helps find loving homes for foster children and orphans.
So donate or find out more info, go to philiprivers.com.
Follow us on Twitter at Tuddy Guys and make sure you like our Facebook page.
Check out our sports bar at hecklersports.com and tune in next week.
And if you like the show today, tell a friend.
And if you didn't, tell two.
Now go win that league.
Tuddy guys.
I know it's literally going to happen. They actually are going to win their league.
Win it! Let's do it!
Tuddy